10 lessons learned from spending the night in jail. Yes, I spent the night in jail. 1, upon getting arrested, state your name, your home church, as well as your pastor's name slowly and clearly so that the cops know that they are taking into custody a man of God. 2, if your arresting officer makes a joke and it isn't funny, you should still laugh. He has the keys to your handcuffs. 3, when being transported in a police cruiser, do not move or squirm or wriggle too much in the backseat. They will think that you are trying to hide evidence, even if you got arrested for some ridiculous mess like not paying train fare. 4, when the holding cell doors close, resist the urge to sing Negro spirituals. 5, after 3 hours of being in a holding cell with no word on when you will be processed, begin singing Negro spirituals. Know that your ancestors sang them to remind them of God, of the homes they left behind, of the families that love them, and the freedoms that they yearn for. 6, when you call your mother, pray that you get her voicemail. Because the cries of your mother's heart will tear you into pieces far quicker than a trip upstate can. Because her cries will remind you of when men, maliciously manhandled men, stole their land and reserved limited spaces for the rightful heirs of America to occupy. Because her cries will remind you of Middle Passage and Packed Boat and Whiplash and Auction Block and Police Dog and Fire Hose and millions of other memories you have no business remembering. 7, when you are brought to central booking, observe the 34 other men you'll be sharing the next 16 to 24 hours with in the same cell, with 1 shower and 1 toilet. And if you should happen to sit next to a young man named Brownie, hair cornrowed, the flag of Puerto Rico emblazoned across his chest, and his feet pungent and either smelling of really bad meat or really good cheese, do not engage. This is not a drill. 8, while you are in there, there will be a man. He will be selling quarters for the payphone. He will sell each quarter for $1. And people will buy them. Accept that. 9, when your public defender walks in, looks at your file and says that you were just in the wrong space at the wrong time, hold your tongue. Don't ask when and where is at the right place and time to walk down blocks shaped like firing ranges. To be considered villain before hero, to be troublemaker before citizen, to be contraband walking too freely. Don't open your mouth and ask what Mike Brown's lawyer would have said, or Amadou Diallo's, or Emmett Till's, or Sean Bell's, or Trayvon Martin's. Don't even flinch when she says that you are lucky. You tell her that you are thankful. You tell her that you are blessed because God has afforded you due process for a petty crime when others have died for so much less, because your breath still flows, your clothes aren't stained with eulogies, your name isn't a national headline. You tell her that you are the result of a praying mother, a ministering father, and a God who will never leave the righteous forsaken or his children begging bread. You tell her that your God is the reason why you are not of the habit of spilling your own blood, that your God is the reason why you are not a chalk outline, that your God is not subject to the chains that held you, and that he is known for shaking foundations to set captives free. 10, remember foundation shakers. Remember Nelson Mandela. Remember Martin Luther King Jr. Remember Paul. Remember Silas. Remember Jesus. Remember good men who made temporary home of brick and mortar and steel and shackles. Remember those men who stayed true when those shackles closed, when those chains locked. Remember the chains. Remember the change. Remember the chains before the change. Remember God breaks every chain. Remember broken chains and broken shackles and broken bodies and broken hearts. Remember, God uses broken things to produce beauty. Remember, it takes broken soil to give crops, broken clouds to give rain, broken grain to give bread, broken bread to give strength. Remember your strength. And when you become acquainted with your weakness, let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich. And let those who would say that their lives are over say, I am still here. Remember, you are still here. Every day above ground is a good day. You are not a casket. You are not a hashtag funeral. You are not an autopsy. Remember that it is not over. God is not through with you yet. You are not dead. You are not dead. You are not dead. You are still here.